This is a Saberforge Exalted lightsaber. It's a custom saber that's probably inspired by the Luke Skywalker ROTJ lightsaber and the Obi-Wan Kenobi ROTS lightsaber, or sort of some combination of the two. Although this saber does lack an activation box, so it's much more low profile and sort of uniform in diameter more or less throughout the hilt with a few different kind of flares. But yeah, the saber that I have is a warrior tier saber, so it's a stunt saber without sound, and it's equipped with a green LED, so that makes it kind of give off sort of more of a Luke ROTJ vibe. So this is a thin neck saber, and if we take a look at the blade socket, so the blade socket on this hilt is pretty short, and so it's about this deep. And one thing to consider with blades for a thin neck saber like this is you'd want to make sure the blade film is cut or is not present for this part of the lightsaber that nests or seats in the blade socket like that. And then you could have the blade film the rest of the way. The LED is located very deep within the hilt, so you can kind of see that down there maybe. Kind of. It's right down there, that little dot in the center. And then we've got the thin neck, and well, this hilt version that I have is the weathered one. And so Saberforge also has an all black version and the standard finish version. The weathered version does look pretty cool. And the length of the hilt, excuse me, is 12.5 inches long, so it's definitely a full-size hilt and, you know, very standard size. Now, there's this really cool kind of pineapple grip section with these deep horizontal grooves and vertical grooves, but they're rounded somewhat, so it's pretty comfortable to grip that section. And then moving down, we have the activation switch. So this is located pretty low on the hilt compared to some of the other Saberforge models. So it's way down here in the lower section. Then here's a dummy switch. So some versions of this hilt, you could have a recharge port there instead. Now there's some gorgeous fluting around the hilt, and it's sort of stadium shape. And then there's a little bit of a taper, and then kind of widens out in the lower part of the hilt. So this pommel or this kind of lower part of the hilt, the design is definitely very different from the Luke Skywalker ROTJ lightsaber or the Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber that have more of a notched pommel, so this doesn't have that. The pommel is actually just kind of this thin part, this very low profile section at the very bottom. And it is vented. So overall, it's a pretty cool hilt, you guys. It has, a bit of an original trilogy vibe to it, sort of a classic look. And it's also pretty low profile since there's no bulky activation boxes or anything like that. And, all of the edges are rounded over pretty well also. So yeah, we'll just maybe attach the blade one more time. This has been a look at a Saberforge Exalted lightsaber, and feel free to comment below.